8.6, we're going to look at factoring a trinomial when a does not equal 1. This means that now there's a number in front of my x squared, okay? So before we did them where it was just plain x squared, now like we have a 2 here, okay? And what that means is we have to do things a little bit differently. We're actually going to put together two methods that we have previously learned. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our a and we're going to multiply it by the number at the end, which is c. Okay, so that means when I do my little x to figure out my numbers, 2 times 1 is 2. I'm looking for numbers that multiply to 2. Okay, and they still want to add to the middle number, so I still want them to add to 3. So I want them to multiply to 2 and add to 3. Okay, two numbers that multiply to 2 and add to 3 would be positive 2 and positive 1. Right? I'm going to put pluses there just to remind myself that they're positive. Okay, now this is the new step. We're going to rewrite the middle term. So I'm going to keep 2x squared. I'm going to keep plus 1. Instead of plus 3x, I'm going to write it as two different x's using my factors. So I'm going to write this as plus 2x and plus 1x. Okay, now 2x plus 1x equals 3. So I haven't changed my trinomial. I've just rewritten it to look a little different. And the reason I did this is now I have 4 terms. So now I can factor by grouping. All right, just like we learned last time. So I can split this into 2 groups. My GCF here is going to be 2x. So that means I have 2x outside. And when I divide here, I'm left with x plus 1. All right, 1x plus 1, the GCF is 1. So when I divide out a 1, I'm left with x plus 1. My 2 parentheses match, so that means I'm good to go. And my final answer, 1 is going to be the inside, so x plus 1. And the other is going to be the outside, 2x plus 1. Okay, and then let's double check. Let's make sure that this matches by FOILing back out. Okay, so x times 2x would give me 2x squared. X times 1 would give me x. 1 times 2x would give me 2x. And 1 times 1 would give me 1. Then when I combine my like terms in the middle, I get 2x squared plus 3x plus 1, which matches my original equation. So that means this is my final answer. All right, I'll do another one with you. So take my a and multiply it by c. All right. Sometimes I've heard these called rainbow trinomials because the first step we draw like a big rainbow over the top. All right, so I'm looking for multiply to negative 14 and add to positive 13. Okay. All right, so to do that, I would need to multiply positive 14 times negative 1. Okay. Positive 14 times negative 1 is negative 14. Positive 14 plus negative 1 is positive 13. So I'm going to take my problem here. I'm going to keep the first term and the last term, and then I'm going to split the middle apart into my 2 factors. So plus 14b and then minus 1b. Now, the order that you write these in does not matter. You will end up with the same final answer as long as you factor correctly. Okay, now I have 4 terms, so I'm going to factor by grouping. My GCF here is going to be 2b, so that means I have 2b times b plus 7. My GCF here, I want to make it match b plus 7, so I'm going to factor that negative out. Okay, so negative 1 divided by negative 1 leaves me with b. Negative 7 divided by negative 1 is positive 7. Okay, so my parentheses match. So inside is one factor, outside is the other. And that would be my final answer. All right, I want you to pause and try number 3 on your own. And then when you come back, I'll have the work and the answer so you can check. All right, so you should have 3c plus 2 and then 2c plus 3 as your final answer. So if you didn't get that, make sure you put a little star on that one so you can ask about it in class. And then that's all we have for 8.6.